Hey everybody, welcome back to Lightning Returns, and today we are going to go to the third main area, the Wildlands.
We did some market research to find out which one of these is going to be more in demand for us to go to first. And our results were illuminating.
As it turns out, people prefer to see Saz over Fang by about a straight 2-to-1 margin, so... well, I suppose we might as well get on it.
Which is not to say that either of those characters is necessarily going to have any connection to what happens in these areas. I mean, we're just saying, is all. I mean, I'd certainly rather have fan service from them than from fucking Chocolina, but, you know. No guarantees. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, anyway, while we get the tour guide spiel here, the short version is that the Wildlands is basically Grand Pulse, and the desert is exactly what it sounds like.
I mean, you know, feature-wise, they're both like Grand Pulse. Oh, sick burn, I think. I mean, I'll give them this. They have managed to make these two areas feel different in some kind of a meaningful way, simply beyond graphics. And I like that about this game. Have I mentioned how much I like that about this game? That all the areas feel different? I don't think I've mentioned that enough.
I don't know, I do think that the desert and the Wildlands are probably the closest to just being the same thing, but with a different coat of paint.
Yeah. There are some very important differences, and they're small differences, but we'll get to that. For what it's worth, I really like both areas. Like, Yusnon and Luxurion, to a lesser extent, are cool and all that. But when I reminisce about this game, it's about these two places.
Now, I am not a huge fan of the Wildlands. The desert is a little bit better, but this is... I mean, Luxurion is boring, but as far as, like, a feature set goes, this is probably my least favorite area in the game, almost purely because it's so fucking big.
Yeah, there's some aspects to this place that can go jump off a cliff, but on the whole, it's a positive. It's cool. It works.
A refuge for those who refuse to be tamed.
It's consistent. Also, what?
The encounter is ordained.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck you. You're dead.
You're so dead. There's a Twitter account that does nothing but post humorous accounts of how you died again. Except you somehow managed to die permanently, we thought.
It said that I've been led here, and I'm supposed to meet someone, the Angel of Valhalla.
What kind of voice? I didn't pick anything up on this end.
A young girl, but I don't think she's close. It was more like she was speaking from the chaos itself.
I don't know, I forget how much Lightning actually knows about Yule.
Maybe you should ask the locals.
I don't think she actually knows much really knows much of anything about her. Outside of, like, what she knows by virtue of the fact that she has watched the timeline to protect it from Caius.
And, you know, Caius has spent a possibly literal eternity fighting her, and Caius really, really, really liked to complain about
I have a
Yule.
question for you. Have you ever heard of someone called the Angel of Valhalla?
World's greatest detective.
These parts. There's not a man or woman here that doesn't know the Angel.
The Angel of Valhalla isn't a person. It's a legendary Chocobo, covered in feathers as
Well, this
white
is a
as the
promising
clouds.
lead.
It's the sacred
Yeah,
bird
I like where this is
only
going.
appears at the end of the world.
So it's a local legend then.
I mean, I don't like so much where that's going, but the
legend.
end of the world ship has sailed, so
That's what
whatever.
it used to be. But in recent times, many folk have seen the bird with their own two eyes. A lot of us are thinking maybe that story is true.
Maybe it is, but Dr. Ghazal has been after it for years, and he still doesn't have proof that the beast is the one from legend.
Hey, finally, a canonical pronunciation of
The
Ghazal.
famous veterinarian, of course. A prickly character with the temper of a behemoth.
I always
Loves his
wondered.
chocobos. When it comes to the angel, he's the leading expert in all of the wildlands.
The doctor lives up the road a bit, in the village of Canopus Farms. If you catch him in a good mood, he'll help you out. Maybe.
A white chocobo at the end of the world.
So yeah, welcome to the plot for this area.
The official scriptures of the order.
Say, as we did see in like the day 1 intermission or whatever, there are actually 2 main quests in this area, but they both stem from the same point, so
That's what you need to do.
we gotta get this chocobo business taken care of first.
You have a lead at least.
Right, a bad
Not
tempered
that
chocobo
anyone would
that
know it,
believes
but there are
Dr.
also a lot of very good reasons,
They said I could
generally,
find
why
him
it's a
in
good
Canopus
idea to get the
Farms.
chocobo business out of the way.
Miss Mighty Savior!
Except this chocobo business. This chocobo business can get fucked, frankly.
Yeah, so the first time you go to an area, especially like in the later days, it automatically has all of the available quests.
And you just scroll down the list and click on each one and don't read the fucking shitty text and just accept them over and over again.
It's like, I don't actually give a fuck what you want, just give me the quest and I'll check it later.
I mean, it's a small mercy that you don't have to accept the quest in order for most of the drops to spawn. I think there might be some that you have to accept them to get, like, special things to show up in the world. But, you know, for the most part, it's pretty straightforward.
You're not from around here, are you? I suppose you've come to seek the wisdom of our famous Dr. Ghazal.
I wanted to ask him about the Angel of Valhalla.
I knew
Why
it.
are we talking about
Well,
this?
First, you have heard of our chocobo?
Yes, we've heard of it.
You mean the one about
We
us
literally
taking
just
that
had like
chocobo
2
that
back-to-back
appears
conversations
in-
about the exact same thing, and now we're having a third.
Call that chocobo the Angel of Salvation. Oh, how
Look,
we've been
these guys
praying for him to
really
appear.
like the whole
The angel
chocobo
is a
legend.
harbinger,
You just gotta go
a
with it.
signal that it's over at last.
That's something to pray for?
Oh yes, for the people who live out here, death is a kind of
Okay, this took a
salvation.
turn.
An outsider like you must find it difficult to understand. 5 centuries ago, all hell broke
Yeah,
loose.
basically everybody out here on the Wildlands is an Etro fanatic.
All natural laws.
Yeah,
People out here don't like that.
every now and then
Shouldn't be
this
allowed to
this
change
game
the
remembers
natural
that
order of
it's
things.
actually
Maybe
in
that's
kind
why
of a
we're
dark
growing our own
place.
food, surviving by our own wits, and dying when our time is up. That's what we want.
It's a little bit
That's
dissonant.
why the white chocobo is a good thing. It means this unnatural life is gonna be over at last.
Right. But you're welcome to believe different. We don't push our creed on anyone. At the same time, as long as you're going to be visiting us here for a while, it's right that you know our ways.
So yeah,
For the people of the
the
wildlands,
dissonance thing.
White Chocobo is a sign. A herald of a special
It's kind of a
kind of
weird thing in
salvation.
this game. That we've talked before about how it kind of about
Many in these lands worship
the
at-
jarringness of some of it.
They pray to eventually
I mean, yeah, the conversation that we were just having, and then we go and fight these cool, cute things in this pretty area while this awesome upbeat music plays. By the way, this is really cool music.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't actually remember what most of the battle themes are called, but the Wildland ones is pretty good. I think High Voltage is still probably my favorite one though.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it's kind of weird how like a lot of them blur together, but they're all good. I don't remember much specific music from this game, but I just kind of sort of vaguely remember it all being really good. Anyway, the dissonance thing. Occasionally this game remembers that it's in a actually kind of dark setting. And occasionally it forgets, and it's like there are parts when the game is nice and pretty and upbeat and cheerful, and there's times when it isn't, and it all just seamlessly flow from these one kind of these times to the other kind of these times. And somehow, it never seems like that big of a problem.
If you want to learn more about the angel,
The vegetables they grow?
I don't know, I think I would say that it spends far more time in the, oh yeah, no, nothing's wrong, it's bright and cheery mood, so that the times when it does remember it, it really kind of feels like, oh, yeah, right, this is kind of a fucked up world, isn't it?
I've come to talk to your vet,
Yeah.
Dr. Gazal.
You can,
Got it. You want to know about the
I can see the appeal of having
Gazal's your man.
like an actually kind of dark setting that's full
Been
of
chasing that white chocobo
people.
for
God,
over a century now. No one comes close to
I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there.
That's all
What?
he cares about since his daughter died.
What is
Uh,
Ah, damn.
well, I'm sure it was a salient point.
It's not a secret or anything.
I'm sure it was very well thought out.
Talking about it. The doctor first came out here with his daughter. They planned to learn about the legend together.
So the dude who's obsessed about chocobos is so because his daughter died when they came out to investigate them.
The doctor
Chocobos killed my parents! Or, you know, close enough.
Delve even deeper into his research and work.
Anyway, this guy has a really poor fitting, obviously grafted on moustache, so I assume he's gonna give us a side quest.
You told me. Don't worry.
He does, but not for a very long time.
I mean, everyone around these parts
Oh,
knows the
well.
story, of course.
Spoilers,
But
right.
Strangers started asking about his past. Anyway, if you're interested in seeing the legendary Chocobo for yourself, Dr. Gazal is the man you have to talk to. They say he's seen the
Yes,
angel of
yes,
Apollo
we
more than
know.
3 times.
We know this.
A Chocobo that looks just like it.
Sounds like he could help.
I'd bet my hunting bow on it. Well, may nature bless you.
Well, that was productive.
It's just a saying we have out here in the wildlands. It means good luck.
Thank you for that. That was certainly not obvious from context.
Well, you know, lightning... You know, it's been about 500 years, she doesn't get out like she used to. Sometimes you gotta check up on these things.
Good outfits for sale here. I mean, most of these I could go either way on how they look, but they have good abilities on them, and that's pretty much the important thing here. Incidentally, areas tend to have enemies that are mostly all weak to the same things, so fire will do you quite well in the wildlands.
Angel of Valhalla.
Go away.
Yeah, you wanna pretty much roll with fire and thunder out
Because
here.
ordained, you have been led to the fountainhead whence the chaos
Yeah,
flows.
you'll want both, but if you have to choose one, go with fire.
Great Etro's helm. Where did you hear those words? Who spoke them?
Also, Etro's helm?
But I never saw her.
A maiden's voice born on
I wasn't aware Etro had a helm.
Yes, that's how I heard them too. So it would appear that she has spoken to both of us. Very well.
I can only imagine that the doctor is basically... He just got so sick of, everybody coming to ask him about the Angel of Valhalla. At this point, he's just like, fuck you, go away unless you know the magic plot words.
Whoever can break him.
Isn't that pretty much every side quest NPC in this whole game?
I've long since given up hope that it shall be me.
I mean, for most of them, there's absolutely no reason why it has to be Lightning who helps them. Although I guess if you're going to make that argument, you can make that about pretty much every JRPG on the face of the earth.
Not everyone who hears the voice is the chosen one, but rest assured, the encounter will happen. The legends.
So holy shit, this guy's voice is really, really not suited to his character and his model.
Speak of that dread edifice whence the chaos emerges, the temple of Etro herself.
Oh,
You mean the one built into the cliff?
that's a thing.
Oh yeah, did we not mention that thing? We might not have mentioned that thing. Somehow in the literal 10 minutes of exposition that we've had so far,
Kind of chaos?
no one has pointed out the giant imposing temple.
Not just any imposing temple. One where literally all the chaos came
To
from.
do that, I've got to find and tame the Angel of Valhalla.
And it's
Yes, indeed.
related to Etro, and these people are Etro fanatics.
Is no easy
And, you know, you'd think they'd mention this thing.
here in the village. Talk to them, and they can give you advice about finding the Chocobo.
An ocean of great chaos buried beneath a temple. Do you think it could be true? Does the Order know anything about it?
No. I'd say it's likely they don't.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb light and say that the Order probably doesn't hold much sway out here. Just a hunch.
Yeah. Anyway, we've gone to see the leading Chocobo expert, who's the only one who can help us solve the mystery, and he's basically said, yeah, whatever, go talk to my fucking interns, they'll help you, I'm sure. So I think there might be a little bit of inconsistency regarding who knows how much around here.
It's certainly possible. Perhaps this legendary Chocobo will take you there.
Are you two still talking about the temple?
Either way, someone's asking for me, and I think it's time I answer.
Good talk, Hope.
Hey, don't
Good
step on the
talk.
vegetables.
Lady, are you
Sorry.
using an invisible hoe?
It's all right. No harm.
I saw
done.
that.
I was only warning you. I just planted a whole crop of Gazal seedlings.
Right. Chocobo's favorite food.
Yep, and our bread and
Why
butter.
are we so sarcastic about this?
This is our field. My father's in mine.
You say, for somebody who doesn't actually know or care about Chocobos, she sure knows an awful lot about them. So yeah, this is the Wildlands. This place is fucking gigantic.
Seriously.
Like, look at these massive side areas.
Well, if there was any kind of vague hope of us getting some kind of mobility aid eventually. Nah, it's probably not gonna happen.
Nah, ridiculous.
Anyway, notice the tactical deployment of one of the tracks from Final Fantasy XIII-2's soundtrack that a lot of people actually liked. I like this track. It's good. I mean, the lyrics make no sense, but the tune flows nicely.
So we could spend, like, the next 8 hours scouring this place for wherever the fuck this Chocobo is, but, we're gonna be heading off to the right here to this ruined city of sorts. This whole place used to be a city, you did realize that, right?
Well, I think the giveaway might have been the words ruined city. And, you know, the giant skyscrapers in the background a little bit. I forget if this place is the ruins of any particular city.
I don't think it's ever explicitly said, but they do, but as Lightning or Hope will chime in here in a second, this was at one point the seat of, like, culture and shit, so I would say there's a non-zero chance this was at one point academia?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, like, is it academia? Because it's the only city that anyone really knows about in 13.2.
Yeah, like you just said, it was the center of all human culture, so...
I mean, it seems likely that in 500 years there would have been other cities at some point. I mean, technically, the 1,000 years passed between the start of Final Fantasy XIII-2 and now. So, you know, you'd think there'd be more than one city.
Although, I guess, to be fair, some of the wreckage does definitely look like the walkways from Academia, so...
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna credit them with an abundance of world-building originality on this one. Was the Chocobo just running in place throughout that conversation?
That Chocobo is trying very hard to get around the chief there.
Oh well. Random dog. I was really hoping the dog would help, but the dog doesn't help much.
What do you think this is? Resident Evil 4?
Yeah. Also, what?
Yeah, Hope is just kind of going on about some chaos bullshit. I tuned out a while ago.
Yeah. Hey, you look friendly. Also, stuck on the environment. Did we mention that you can save whenever the hell you want in this game and it's really cool?
It's the white Chocobo.
Well, we found a white chocobo. That doesn't mean it's the white chocobo, but that's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Come on, how many white chocobos are there? Really?
So yeah, this is a chocobo eater. Chocobo eaters can go suck a dick.
Yeah, they're kind of assholes, even if this one does start mostly dead. I'm not sure how I feel about his appearance. Like, it kind of looks like it's like stuck in the ground, but actually it's literally just...
He just doesn't have any legs.
Yeah, he's just a giant torso, and it pulls itself around, and it kind of sort of has legs, like in only the most technical terms. Anyway, it hits really fucking hard, and its attacks are surprisingly unpredictable for how slow they come out.
Yeah, so the trick to the Chocobo Eater is that after you stagger him, he will go into this weird, like, stun state, and if you hit him with enough physical damage during that, then you'll make him fall over, but it's very difficult to do so, especially this early in the game.
Even if you don't do that, though, you can still deal a whole bunch of damage to him while staggered in traditional Final Fantasy XIII style. Also, have we? I don't think we've commented on it yet. Although it's certainly come up a couple times, but it's worth pointing out how cool it is that so many battles in this game have music changes when you stagger enemies. It's just one of those things that I can't believe they never thought to do, given how integral staggering has always been, and how good the music is. But yeah, it just adds to that whole fuck yeah feeling that I'm pretty sure is what they were trying to go with in the first place with staggering. It's really cool. I really like this game, you guys, because it keeps doing cool things like this. Anyway, this is all very tragic, isn't it?
Why didn't he just run away? He's torn up pretty bad.
Because he's a dumb fucking bird. What are you expecting here, Lightning?
Little one.
Oh my god, is Lightning displaying affection?
You're bleeding heavily. We have to stop it.
I don't know how I feel about this turn of events.
It's the white chocobo. What happened here?
She killed it!
And fast.
God damn it, Lightning, that was
I'll get the doctor.
that was the herald of the end of the world. Now what are we gonna do?
Oh, the rest of the game becomes lawyer simulation as we have to argue our way out of this. I mean, I don't know how I would actually feel if the game tried that. For real. I can't know how I would feel about something like that until somebody tried it.
Worse than I feared. Hey,
Oh well.
help me get him to Canopus Farms now.
It's a good thing we have a Choco ambulance.
Unless you have the word of Dr. Gazal.
I have no idea how to gracefully portmanteau that.
Stop moving around! Quickly!
I mean, I swear to God, I saw an ambulance that had it had emergebulance written on the front of it.
I'm sorry?
Hope,
Yeah,
do you really think that was a chocobo?
Why do you ask?
yeah.
It might be a subspecies.
I just remembered
Certainly
that.
looked like a chocobo to me.
Right, to me too.
Also, probably a dumb and probably incidental thing that may or may not count towards the This Is Actually Academia theme, but this is the Academia 4XX music playing right now.
Hey, I know what I felt.
Oh yeah.
I'll follow the doctor.
I mean, I believe you. I mean, I don't remember that at all because I've repressed absolutely everything to do with Academia 400.
Anyway, yeah, there were behemoths out here, so be very, very careful because we are not equipped to fight a behemoth at all.
I mean, you can try, and if you're really, really unusually good at certain aspects of the game, you might well get away with it, but
Hello there.
it will be a shithead.
Thank you very much.
Anyway, every restaurant in the game serves a 25%, a 50%, and a 100% heal. because, you know, that's
I'm
just
sorry.
seems like a nice thing to do.
Gazal's in surgery right now and can't be disturbed. You'll have to wait here.
Some fresh water. Yeah. Okay, good.
As I stood there, watching the doctor try to save the Chocobo's life...
Oh, Jesus. She's already attached to the dumb bird.
Animal.
This narration isn't even really necessary. I mean, they could have just showed this scene
Not
without
only because of the legend, I felt a connection.
any of the
as if
narration,
we'd fought together.
and that's the first detail that the narration has actually added to it. Although, you know, a good enough
Why?
team of writers and animators could have conveyed all of that wordlessly too. Honestly, nobody understands how much of the content of this game manages to work so well, despite how schlockily it's all put together. It's a minor miracle.
It's all over. You can come see for yourself.
You know, not like they were literally operating on it in the open and then we could have just seen it. No? No.
No, that would be ridiculous. I mean, there's like 2 whole fences in the way.
What about the Chocobo?
In traditional video game style, it's gonna drop us in a playable part and make us actually walk over there and press a button rather than just transitioning directly into this scene.
Listen to me.
I mean, to be fair, that's because, like, with every single plot point in this game, you could, if you really wanted to, just fuck off and do something entirely different.
Can't make him eat.
Is he that weak?
It's not a question of being weak. He's too proud. That's the problem.
Also, the bird refuses to eat, so he's gonna die anyway. What a great animal we saved.
That pride will kill him.
Such a stubborn.
They needed to make us do this quest somehow. They just pulled up a writer and said, yeah, we need a reason for the Chocobo not to be eating.
Perhaps he will obey you.
I mean, hell, at least they gave us a reason.
Life. It might be the Chocobo's only hope. Try giving him that vegetable.
Thank you, Hope.
Yeah, I suppose there are worse JRPGs that would have just been like, yeah, you have to help it because...
As long as we keep providing him with feed, he should recover.
So Lightning is the only one who can...
Mean you. He will
Okay, at least we're being honest about this.
He has to be your responsibility and yours alone.
If I do it, will he recover?
I would bet my reputation.
I mean, speaking of, at least they gave us a reason. I like that part of the whole premise of this game is that Lightning
You can do that.
literally, canonically has protagonist powers.
So you said. Any hints? What kind of food should I
It's a
give
cool
him?
thing.
I prescribe
Also,
once a day
Lightning literally, canonically, literally has
sheep's milk,
protagonist powers.
nutritional supplements.
I'm very pleased with the way I managed to work with the word canon in this context. It's literally in scripture. That's the joke. I'm making a joke about the origins of the word canon.
The Chocobo is out of immediate danger.
I'm good at this.
He needs more treatment before he's fully recovered.
So yeah, we have to feed the Chocobo like a bunch of greens and milk and a whole bunch of other bullshit until he's arbitrarily better.
Near Steve.
It's gonna be great.
And not only that,
And needless to say, in order to get all of this food, we have to do everyone's homework.
the source of the great chaos.
Because a whole bunch of side quests have suddenly popped up that are all like, hey, I've got this thing, and I'll do it, I'll give it to you if you
In this
do my
village,
fucking homework for me.
always willing to pitch in and help a neighbor.
Her name is literally 13.
I'll grant that there is an actual
Feed that white
reason for
chocobo
that.
yours
That
with
is,
some gazelle
Yeah,
later.
there is, but
Normally we have a full crop,
yeah.
but with Father away,
I mean,
have
there
no
are, we will
fertilizer
meet
for
other
the
numbers. I
lawn.
mean, we won't meet all 13 or however many there actually are. But, you know, I don't hate that aspect of the game. Also, hi.
Heard that the white
Oh hey, there's the other Etro fuckers.
And so I came as quickly as I could. If that Chocobo is truly the angel of legend, it will guide the chosen one to the very gates of the temple.
Okay, that's cool. Let's go and collect some vegetables.
Hooray!